Welcome to Age of Wonders Planetfall, my friend. What are we going to do today? We're going to start a new campaign to show you the game.
The currents of the void
on the highest difficulty
around me.
We'll start with the Kir'Ko part.
My last possession.
Now let's enjoy the intro together.
My name was Empress Carmenia, and I was the last regent of the Star Union.
My name is Immanuel and I present you this playthrough.
We built a paradise on 1,000 planets, a glistening web strung between the stars. But the cataclysm shattered all, leaving our people stranded and alien to one another.
And thanks to Paradox Interactive, who gave me a free code.
Whatever you have become, it is time to leave this dark age behind and return to the worlds of your ancestors. Uncover our secrets, but heed our mistakes.
We can start this playthrough now one day
Forge
early.
a new empire, a new age of wonders.
So what we'll do is, well, we'll skip the tutorial. We see the tutorial very often. We're going to go for this here. Arcadia Caeleste, still haunted by their past, the freed Kir'Ko, former slaves of the Star Union, now seek a new future for their race. We're gonna go with expert because we're totally crazy, and because I think that in a campaign you can go this kind of hog wild even if you have no real Age of Wonders experience. Well, I've played the old Age of Wonders, but that was ages ago. I didn't play Age of Wonders 3. And I have to say, I've looked a bit into the game, and it feels retro in a good way. It feels coming home, like coming home. If you've played really old strategy games, it feels like coming home in that it has some kind of thoroughness, some kind of depth to it. Like that is something. Hero Resurgence, we're gonna go for. We're gonna go for that. Let's see how it works out, right? I'm definitely optimistic. There's great aspects to this game that you'll see that are really fascinating. Among the tactical combat, I love tactical combat, especially in things like that. It's like it's a mixture of Master of Orion, that is the old series, or maybe XCOM, with a tactics part of this game, and then with some kind of civilization or beyond Earth in the civilization part of this game. So it's really a really cool combination. The tactical depth that usually civilization doesn't reach is reached by these battlefields that you have, and that's really fascinating, and I want to dive into that. We're going to go for the standard choices this time. Often I customize, but there's not that much to custom. Well, there's a lot of customization in the commanders, but I think we're going to play the campaign like it's thought out to be, and we're going to play it on expert, and from time to time we'll make choices. I don't know how far we'll come in the campaign, and I'm certainly not the quickest player. I will read the stories out, and I will enjoy that part as well. So that's not a skip playthrough. It's a enjoying the story as well. So without further ado, let's start this. I've had a short look at all the starting scenarios, and that's all I have. So if you have some helpful hints, don't go hog wild with that. But I'm certainly not like disgruntled if you say, "Hey, do that like that. That's much better," or something like that. So, or you've missed that and that. You should maybe rethink that. So you do that in the polite way. Then backseat gaming is totally okay with me. And other than that, I wish you a lot of fun. Let's start this together, and let's free the Kir'Ko first. Let's go for their new home. can see here, let's have a look at the Kir'Ko. Through rapid evolution, the Kir'Ko seek to restore what was broken and will find retribution for the terrible fate that has befallen them. Interestingly, at least in the first thing, they want to make kind of make peace with everything. They have the bioweapons group, the psi weapons group, so it's very, very interesting. It's not mechanical at all. The rapid population growth and large armies. Swarm shields protect units in combat, so can fly over units and then have swarm shields over them. With some flying units, biological units with good melee capability, but range capability is quite okay as well. As racial abilities, we have swarm shields and faster regeneration. Also, note we are starting with Kir'Ko because of a community poll. So, if you would like to subscribe to the channel, you always have, if you activate the bell, you always have the chance to vote basically for the next one, because as you can see here, or at least here, we can unlock missions. And my take on that is we're going to go for more polls in the community tab. And if you have the bell on with subscription, you should also get all these updates. So when or if, no, we'll toughen this out. We'll definitely go and make the first thing. We'll play that through and then start another poll. So we have seen then some part of Kir'Ko. We could then continue with this one. But then further on, there are other missions that require some more things to unlock, and that's the interesting part of it. So we're going for that campaign and starting with the Kir'Ko, but the next could be we're looking into the Vanguard or the Dwarf, or we're working strategically on something like this here to unlock that. You need to unlock quite a chain, and but let's start with the Kir'Ko now. So we have the Psinumbra tech. Employ dark psionic powers to tear holes in reality and summon devious entities from the abyss. So they have some kind of magic. Can summon ethereal beings, break enemies' minds, shatter reality to terrorize the populace. Use the psionic damage channel. So we have access to the Shroud, if you're going for Stellaris terms, if that's saying something. I suspect it could. So, let's go. Let's start our mission.
For centuries, the Kir'Ko had to suffer at the hands of our human oppressors. They feared our psionic abilities, feared us because we were different. So they enslaved us, mutilated our ancestors, whose tormented memories still echo in the minds of the living. But the Kir'Ko are resilient. We evolved without the severed hive until we finally broke free from our shackles.
Yes!
As Swarm Herald of the Kir'Ko Terran, I have been chosen to lead my colony to a new place to settle, a new place to call home. This is a heavy burden, as we are confronted with our past in every corner of the former Star Union. With the unity of the hive mind gone, different voices have arisen amongst our people. Some are seeking vengeance, while others like myself feel that we need to build our own future, away from mankind and human conflicts. Our search has been fruitless for some time now, and the dreams of my ancestors have been growing darker inside of me as a result. I'm in need of guidance to understand their meaning and to not succumb to the black emptiness they project around me. To this end, I have followed the tracks of the fabled dream reader Hatil O'Uk to a planet the humans call Arcadia Caeleste.
Arcadia Caeleste. That's a name with so much promise. Like that. What does that mean? It's like Arcadia is like it's a promised land in the sky, Celeste. What is that? Is that their side temple where they are praying to their strange gods? And so
Arcadia
we're looking.
Caeleste lies ahead of us. I can feel it reaching out, a soothing presence bringing calm to the turmoil of the swarm. No wonder Hatil Oak was drawn here. This may be the place of tranquility we've all been longing for.
Yeah, the world size is, contrary to the other campaigns, is small already. This sometimes tiny, but this is small. It's a little bit offset by the way that we have water here, so that makes it a little bit more interesting than the other starts. They have primarily land. We have a balance of water and land here. Our objective is to find the Dream Reader. And that is that. Let's look at our perks now. We have Synumbra Assault equipment. The pack you received after Synumbra Assault training. Expert training gives you the following skills. Ranged specialist. So with a Kir'Ko being so melee strong, we have a ranged specialist on our hands, which is very useful. Start increases damage dealt when using ranged weapons. Steady aim increases your accuracy when behind cover. This pack includes a Soul Splitter, a gun that targets the mind of its foes, dealing psionic damage. Very useful. A Psi Stone of Dissonance that deals psionic damage in an area. Then we have the Veteran perk. You enlisted as soon as possible and quickly gained rank and honor. This is clearly not your first deployment. You gained the following. We start at level 3, giving you a lot of skill points to spend after landing, 10 of them. And combat experience, all units gain experience 15% faster. So leading these armies will be a joy. Training these armies, basically. And we have a data repository. A leading scientist from your race gave you a repository of Empire information. You're not sure what it contains, but it will help jumpstart your research. We'll start with 2 random texts, and we have no vice. So you can have negative things on the leaders. You can customize that too. But we have nothing here yet. Start the game. Planetfall. This is Planetfall. Some kind of forests here, strange
Welcome,
beings.
I am Ava, your autonomous integrated virtual assistant. Standard issue for every planetary governor of the Star Union. My messages will appear when important actions are undertaken for the first time. They can be reviewed at any time in the Imperial Archives.
That icon and color will assist in early decisions by recommending certain choices to direct the development of your starting empire. The messages can be disabled. Yes, we want to we want to disable them. And we have already another story conversation, which is great. Shin Tiru, there is no greater comfort than sinking your carcass into the bog on a misty morning. Yeah, that's the fungo bath. This planet has much to offer. I can sense a strong void presence calling my mind. That void is probably the psi powers, allowing me to reach through the veil and connect with the harmony beyond. We have some insect Buddhists on our mind or something like that. Yet I still fail to understand its bizarre beauty. When black tides start swallowing the echoes of the ancestral dreams, Hatch brother Kurash made an early landing to search for the Dream Reader. I feel his mind drawing closer. He must be returning soon. Until he does, I need to control the urges inside and listen to the will of the swarm. My people are restless. The new hatch has emerged hungrily from their eggs, and the cocoons of the previous generation larvae have all been feasted on during the rite of conversion. Now they lust for more, and the colony must provide. Must feed the swarm. The Kir'Ko swarm has grown restless during your travels. You must gather supplies and still the hunger of the next Kir'Ko generations. We should annex a sector with a special meadows feature as a province to your starting colony to significantly boost its food income. And we get a Kir'Ko Engulfer, Gunk Thrower, Caustic Smoke, a heavy unit, and a Kir'Ko Transcendent, Psi Strike, Absorb Pain, Psionic Mending, Biological Light unit. Nice, so that's gonna be very interesting. So, how do you start? Basically, you look at everything you have. For example, here we have the army, and as you can see here, we have a level up, so let's go for that. Skill points to distribute, we have weapons, so there's kind of an inventory for the heroes. Then there's these mod slots here, where you can, for an amount of resources, cosmite and energy, buy improvements for yourself. Sundering Claws are not accessible, because it's not compatible with ranged weapons. We have heightened vision. It's 20% increased accuracy, and granting also 5 health. So I think we're gonna go for that mod from the loadout. And you cannot double down on mods, as you can see here. So let's go for skill points, and as we have a ranged one, I feel we could maybe go and give him even more ranged power. That's something, going a little bit overboard. I have Dead Eye. All attacks gain 5% more accuracy at critical hit chance. Then we could go Ranged Specialist. Increases damage dealt with ranged weapons by 10%. We have that. We cannot go for 3 for some reason. I don't know why. So we have invested 4 skill points for now. We have... oh no. Yeah, we can just go for the Dead Eye 2 now. All attacks gain 5% more accuracy. So we have total loadout now. 0 skill points, but we have a lot of increase of our personal power, which is very important at the start. And I like to go, at least with this guy, for starting advantage. That will help us so much to get things going. So we can look. Is there some meadows? I mean, there's an overgrown biodome. That is usually good. You can see here we have fertile plains. But we need other things. We can see what do we have here. There's not that much here. Flickerwick Ridge. Unowned. We have Rebel Wood. Arcadian Barren. That's not that good. Then we have the Xivotak Farms. That is kind of saying something, right? So we'll probably go to the Blooms. And maybe to these farms with the overgrown biodome. And free them. We have also another unit here, that one. An unleashed Kir'Ko that can... Man, if you know the combat system here, you can just move both units into position here directly to that. Like this one here and this one here, and then you can attack with one of them. And then all units around that hex will attack in different positions on the hex battlefield. So that's going to be interesting as well. So to get to feed the swarm, we'll probably... I mean, that seems easier. We have 4 here. We have 6 here. That's a lot stronger. So let's get moving with this army. Army power is very high. At the start... we'll move that here first. Move into that direction, and then we'll attack already. You can see here you have like a sum of attacker power was defender power. That one is a little bit in trouble at the start, but no worries. I mean, it's definitely dangerous things we're up against. An Amazon Huntress and 2 Frenzied Kir'Kos and a Transcendent Kir'Ko. So it's an opposing faction, and it's someone of the Amazons. Go for, of course, manual combat. Here we go. Start that right now. Yes, swarm shielded. We have transferring pain. And we have these huntresses here. Kind of an odd combination of beings, but... So, if you have that battlefield, you can look at the abilities of the enemies and... Give me a moment. See if we've activated that here. Yeah, we have activated everything, as you can see here. And the thing is, you can like see all of their abilities. If you select one of them, you can see what range they have. You can see what you could do with one of these units, which is extremely helpful. You can see what all their abilities do. For example, here, Rending Claws. Strike the target with a Rending Claws. It can be repeated, as you can see above. It will bypass all cover. Then we have Battle Vomit. And we had just selected it. It's kind of a grenade attack, like it's an area of effect attack. Destroys armor. It has a cooldown. It ignores line of sight penalties. It's kind of really useful. So we should avoid getting into these area of effect attacks. That's one of the frenzied Kir'Kos. Then we have a transcendent Kir'Ko that's up against us. We have that has a side strike. Medium range psionic attack can bypass all, as you can see here. It is probably connected to this red area here. Just reaching and doing this 8 damage, and it can be repeated, so it's very dangerous as well. We have Psionic Mending, can heal other units, for example, and a break connection. So here's the connection made by Absorb Pain. Yeah, they have Absorb Pain. Links itself to the target friendly unit. Any damage dealt to the linked unit is reduced by 35%, is dealt to this unit instead. So, if you kill one of these units, then that will be that will take also a lot of damage. And we have this Amazon Huntress here. It's probably very good at ranged. Bio arrows. Fire arrows with biochemical tips at the target, ignores cover and unit penalties. Wow, that's really good. You can see it's got quite some range here as well. And we've got a flash arrow here. Flashes in 1 hex radius area on impact and has a high impact, can stagger units, reducing action points and cancelling defensive modes. So the units affected will not have repeating attacks in the next round. Repeating attacks are a big thing, like if you only move a little bit, then you can have usually up to 3 attacks, and if you move quite some, then you can usually have only 1 attack. Also has defense mode. So these units are equipped with high ranged capabilities, so we have to be careful. And for example, these guys, we should bring them in here quickly, and we should use all the move points so as not to lose our guys here. Let's fly over quickly. They're just a bonus unit, basically. That's how you must see them. And they can join the army and shield us later, as you can see here. The shields provided, the swarm shields, by this unleashed Kir'Ko scout. And that's our army commander. He has, of course, a very good soul spare attack now that we have improved his ranged and attack capabilities so much. He has the size stones of dissonance that are not that quick. I have to be careful not to activate them prematurely. Because in this game, with the area attacks, you have friendly fire. You have friendly fire. You have to be careful. That's why what I meant with it has a retro old school feel to it. You cannot just throw out your area of attack abilities among like a mixed pack, because it will affect your own units as well. So we could move. We should move into some kind of cover. We do that, or we should not. Just this cover though can be destroyed. As you can see here, it has 15 health points, so people could just destroy that, and then you have little perks here, as you can see that. This obstacle provides cover. It has only 1 hit point, but it will explode when destroyed, dealing 15 damage in a 15 burning damage in a 1 hex radius. So quite some damage. So we have to look if we maybe have some obstacles here that we can disintegrate, and that will help us. But no, we don't. And so we have to get in a very good position. I mean, we have the numerical advantage. We have some ranged weapon people. We have some people who could use Overwatch. Will automatically shoot at enemies who move through or shoot from protected hexes in their field of view. So if they have no cover, we will shoot them in the next round if they move into our area. Or ranged area. We have this Frenzied Kir'Ko. Should maybe stand back for very good attacks later on. The hidden Kir'Ko. Shrouded Step could teleport. Another thing is, if we move into these positions, we have to be very careful, especially here. We should only move here, but not into these areas, as that can explode. And we have, can they be destroyed? No, the biodomes cannot be destroyed, but these things can definitely be destroyed, so we should move into these positions. Probably that is not a bad position. Here, and we can get into defense mode then. That's not too bad, really. Let's move our leader into a position. Here. Probably not here. That provides cover from this side only. Let's see if we can estimate. Yeah, I mean, we could reach that. We can also move there. Yeah, let's move into this position. And let's see what we can do. Can we go for a just out of range? Just that. Let's go into defense mode then. Then we want to get the hidden Kir'Ko into this position. Side rifle snapshot. You can reach these, but only a 5% chance. So let's go for Overwatch. And then you can choose like the area they should look at, and we'll probably go for that area. We have these other things. We have the Unleashed Kir'Ko. Should move that into a position where it can protect without getting lasered down quickly. That is probably maybe this or this position. Probably behind the biodome. Don't know if that is that good for us, but we'll definitely move into position here. They might hit us, but we are swarm shielded at least. And we'll Try to distribute ourselves a little bit among the battlefield. For not to be such a juicy target. Yeah, we need to skip that unit and we'll end the turn now. Overwatch triggered. Wow, that was good. 14. Nice. Ooh. The flash arrow. Staggered. They're moving in and spitting us. Oh, goodness. The others are coming as well. The swarm shield is there. Battle vomit. That's terrifying for us. But look at that. This thing is mending, but we're just in line to eliminate this guy quickly. And that's also what we should do, probably. Maybe even with our army commander. Out of range, but we can move here, and then we have all the actions available that we want to have. And Soul Spare should be good. You can see here, these guys we have a good chance to hit, but this one is probably a little bit more dangerous. If we go for the hidden Kir'Ko, whoa. Can probably go for a little bit more damage. Snapshot. 30%. Or this one. We'll have to try. Go. Grace. Ah, no! Maybe we're not the best choice, but let's see. Let's see. We can have a battle, a gunk shot here. Air to air. Additional damage against flying units, but we have no flying units here. We should probably attack in this area with our unleashed Kir'Ko here. Let's see. No line of sight, is that bad? Affected by line of sight rolls. Yeah, it's bad. It's not. We should move. Move into position here. Wow. Okay, that was unexpected. Let's try that, eh? 60%. Yeah, let's spit over here first. I even missed the battle vomit. And now Biodome is going down, and now we're not affected by that anymore. As you can see, that can also be destroyed. A gunk shot of 90% here. Thing is absorbing pain. Can we? We could get a little closer at least. Get into this position. Rend claws, or we could spit even more. 2 times 8 or 1 times 10. Wait. And we have this unit as well. Can ravage here. We can even go for more gunk shots, but we can move closer to reach this. 30%. 3 times 5. I don't know. I think we need to move closer. Is that linked? Not really sure. Can we? Yes. Okay, now. We couldn't win here. Go for the gunk shot or go for the ravage and stagger. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should ravage. Come on, here. Only a grace. This could get messy, as they usually say. So, frenzied. Not good at all. Emersons are coming. The AI is quite passable. It's quite a good AI. As you can see, they are focusing us down. Wow! Oh my goodness. Guy is pretty hardcore. Hadn't expected that he's so good. Yeah, we should try to ravage. That will bring us a little bit out of range here. We could ravage here. That would bring us a lot more damage. That's probably what we should do against these Amazons. We have this guy. So we could reach him with 45% accuracy. With a hidden Kir'Ko, we could reach him with 70% accuracy here. That will eliminate him. Most probably. That's why we're choosing that.
Enemy killed.
Now we can have that Psy rifle shot here for 14. I think we can move into a little bit of a better position, but I think at 90% you cannot really miss. You can only graze, and that should be okay. We can move that without anything. So
Enemy
we'll
killed.
move that way. Then let's see. We have an unleashed. Could attack here. Give me that. That should be possible. So
Enemy down.
very nice. And then we have last thing. These guys here. Still a little bit affected. Rending claws, as you can see, only 50%. Maybe move 1 point here. Oh, ooh, they have Overwatch. Goodness. But we're in a position to do more damage now because they're flanked. That's why we did this. And if we're lucky now, we might eliminate them.
Enemy annihilated.
Yes!
The enemies of the hive have been defeated.
Very nice. Well, we've lost a unit. But that was to be expected. We've won the battle. We've lost one of the frenzied Kir'Ko that we can, I think, produce in our base. Close that. Take the reward of 43 food. Now we can claim the Meru Xa blooms. So can we move in there? Yes. Okay, yeah, we can only do that in the next round. Interesting, okay. And let's see what we can produce. We should probably focus on claiming that area very quickly. And for that, we will need units. We will produce... We have saved the unleashed Kir'Ko. Let's probably produce like 2 or 3 frenzied Kir'Kos. Then we have a structure production that we could go for, but not right now. Not right now. I just want some units now, so we don't don't lose many units in the next fights. That is probably the most critical thing. And you can see here that you have colonist management that is an auto, but at the start it is usually very useful to increase growth a lot, because that's where you have a lot of impact. As you can see, this is done by your base and colony center very reliably, but there's only 5 impact if you put the people there. Same goes here. Same goes here. I mean, here it has a good impact because there's not such a high base value. Here it's the same, but it definitely has the highest impact. You want to grow as quickly as you can. What you have here is the happiness mechanic. If you're rather happy, then you will have a good event in these 6 turns. If you're in the minus here, then you will have some kind of a bad or surprising event. So, as you can see here, it reads there in the tooltip, positive happiness leads to a happiness event, negative happiness leads to unrest and riots. When accumulated happiness exceeds one of these numbers, it will generate a negative or positive happiness event. As you can see here, 6 out of 40. So if you're happy enough, something good will happen. So let that teach you something about your life. If you're just happy enough, something good will happen. That's not a bad wisdom. So we're learning a lot from this game. We have the colony centers. As you can see here, we have our structure. We have the features we can get with special features from this area. We have the Arcadian, can boost output through research. Food and energy sectors gain +1 level. We have the fertile plains, and we have a river. Gains 10 more food for each sector with a river within its domain. Environmental conditioning. That's the research we have there. That would activate this bonus, which is kind of a very good bonus. Then we would have a colony overview here, and we can also build a predominant building for the other sectors we can add to this colony. That will bring us a base bonus for like food or production or something like that. See here, we can even modify these. We can do that. So we can give them something here if we pay for it enough. In production, when we produce them, later on we'll have to pay for this with energy. And of course we have the Cosmite. Rare material originates beyond the void and is required for advanced units and unit modules. So if we have enough of that, we'll also be able to modify our base units. Look at the event. Unshackling.
Sharpen your claws, sunder the chains in your mind. Fight for the hive. The subjugator's blood is an antidote to the poison of servitude. Behold their corruption and live free. Take G-Clux, Swarm Herald, Rallying Cry.
I really like that they've also put up these names. Yeah. Well, we have the heightened vision detector, which we've already activated for our hero. Unit mod Sundering Claws, which can also be added to the normal units. And in time, we might do that. So that's of the research we got at the start. Like, that's the one technology, the unshackling. And the frontier facilities is another one.
Require the means to protect themselves and a reason to stay. At the very least, it's time to invest in some good old-fashioned guns and beer. Dolly Smith,
goodness.
Deneb Colony Mayor.
Yeah, so we have a colonizer. We can found new colonies. And we have the colony upgrade, colony militia army to include more powerful units. The standard military infrastructure can be very helpful. Then the recreational dome gives happiness slots and 4 more happiness income. As you can see, that will lead to good events. We've looked at that already, and that will be very interesting. Then, why are these closed? Yeah, the research facilities it's split here between civil and military. So it's not that you have what you have usually in the games I'm used to, that you have one tech tree and you choose either sociology or something like development or military. Rather than you now have both at the same time, so you don't have to decide. If orders required here still. Well, that can fly on. And as we have lost 1 unit here, let us join them. Well, in the next round, that will be. In turn, let's have a look together at the research facilities. And then we'll probably... Our opponents are moving. There's something moving in here. Courage Dayik, I have returned post-Knorr, old hatchmate. Chintiru, how I've missed the soothing presence of the swarm. It was unmindful of me to scout alone. I will never understand why some of our people are embracing this newfound solitude of the lost hive. Still, I fared well on my mission. This planet is a marvel. It speaks to me, sharpens my psionic instincts. Whispers of the harmony beyond have guided me to the Dream Reader. In my mind, I saw him meditate within a ruined city where void tears had fallen from the sky. Courage extends his mind to you. As he shares his dream, you see images of his recent experiences passing by. You notice mountains and rivers, but also the bespoken ruins where a blurry figure is engulfed in dulcet light. Suddenly a wave of fury and hatred befalls you, washing away the rest of the vision as the image of a solitary human settlement appears. Is there any place in this galaxy left without the sack bleeders? They infest every planet, devour every species crossing their path. Their greed knows no satiation, and consumption is their only purpose. And yet we showed them our mandibles and claws on Cadillus Prime, and so on so many other liberated worlds. The Kir'Ko Terrim were one of the first colonies to rise up and fight. Since then we evolved and grew stronger, while the sack bleeders withered like the ruins of their empire. When called to war by their herald, the swarm will not hesitate to respond and prevail. Then our leader says, "You know my position on this Kurash. Last night I revisited the third dream of Xaratosh. I was there on Kir'Ko, and though my senses were unfocused, I felt that I was home. Then I looked at the night sky and the fateful constellations guarding the secret of our origin, but once again they remained intangible and blurry. Together with a dream reader, I need to return to this fragment of the vision. With Hatil Uruk's guidance, I can achieve something greater than finding new hatching grounds for our swarm. We do not belong with the humans, not in peace, and not in war. Need to investigate the ruins. Courage has discovered some of the ruined structures where there are signs of inhabitation. They may lead us to the ancient Dream Reader. We'll get a reward. You can get, as already said, items. Very nice. Should investigate the ruins. Have a look at the research set now. You can see there's some things from the Kir'Ko that are special. You can see here, that's the Kir'Ko part. of the research. And then you have the biochemical part, the psionics part, and the Synumbra. There are also special researches, secrets that you can uncover. More to that when it comes to it. As you can see here, the Kir'Ko have powerful regeneration abilities, and then these claw things, healing surge, which you've already seen from the other side. Accelerated healing, gains regeneration. Each turn in combat, it heals 15% of its maximum hit points and recovers all of its hit points at the start of its owner's turn on the strategic map. That can be very useful. Mod grants the unit also 5 hit points, and that's really cool for moving through. So that's something we should look for. Then we have biochemical maceration, reducing affected units' biochemical resistance. Also have an 8 strength chance of becoming slow with debuffs as acidic composite offensive modification. Attacks from biochemical weapons are infused with acid, giving melt armor, removing 1 armor with each hit. Wow, so we have probably an increased chance to hit every hit. Pretty cool. We have the Dominion of Purification, which we could go for. The Mantra of Clarity. Focused Flames and Cleansing Pulse, that's also interesting. Psionic attacks leave a debuff on their target. Focus Flames. Psionic attacks are empowered with flame. Really cool. We have Cleansing Pulse. Dispels all negative status effects on every unit. And we have Synumbra. Foreboding Darkness. Mark of the Dark Sun. Aha. They gain a dark reward. Increasing their damage. Yeah, that's the mods, right? That's the mods you need. Embrace of Darkness. Target enemy unit takes 20 damage and suffers a massive impact. In addition, there's a strength 8 chance to apply Broken Mind. Also, when thinking about that, we should definitely modify the Unleash that we are producing. And I think we should go for regeneration. We have also the Engulfer case. That could add some nice abilities. Vehicles. But we'll go for regeneration for now. For that, you can also collect research hit points and use them later on. Now let's look at the Society research set. Can have the Doctrine, Nurturing Shadows Manifest, the Dawn of a New. We have the Economy, Aquatic, and Frontier facilities, as you can see here. The Operation. The Doctrine is the thing that is specific to our faction. And the economy and operations are, pretty straightforward what this is. As you can see here, we have as first area surveillance, so you can see enemy units more quickly. We also have buildings. As you can see, a monitoring station appears on the targeted hex. So you can... Station provides the deploying player. It's like a fortress in Civ, just with more vision. Frontier facilities that we got by random at the start, which is very useful with a recreational dome. And we have aquatic deployment, which could be useful as we have also an aquatic wall. It unlocks the ability to build bases on water and coastal sectors. Sea transport. Allows units to embark into a transport to travel across the water, and river crossing expertise has been trained in crossing rivers and does so at a greatly reduced move point cost. I'm going to go for production development, energy development, food development, research development. It's pretty straightforward here. Let's see what nurturing is. That's probably the most interesting. Dream sharing. Sharing the past memories of our great warriors with the Kir'Ko that fight at the forefront helps them to improve more rapidly. All Kir'Ko units gain 25% more experience from combat. That could be a great thing to start with. Preserving the future. The new generations are our future, so the larger the new generation is, the better. All owned colonies benefit from an increase of 20% food income. And here, brood cluster. Gathering all broods together allows for more efficient reproduction turnover. Colony gains plus 50% of their food income as a production discount when producing units. Yeah, and that's the thing we'll go for first. It's just too good. So let's go into the military production thing. Oh, what? Oh yeah, that's basically the diplomatic menu. I haven't had much experience with that. So we'll go deeper into that as we meet the other people. Then here you have the victory conditions. You can see you can go 3 paths: unity, military, and development. Unity is pretty clear, like unite the people. Peacefully. Military is defeat the people. Development is develop something great. Unlock your secret text doomsday weapon and win through that doomsday weapon. That's basically the tech choice. Diplomacy, tech, military. That's the 3 choices we have. So let's remove that again, and wait. So where did we modify that? That's one of the things I'm still learning to do. Yeah, one of the frenzied we want to modify. I'm gonna give them something nice to start with. Heightened vision. 20% increased accuracy. It's definitely a good thing. But what really is good here is Sundering Claws. Because they are close combat people. Mod the equivalent units. Already we can save the template. We should do that. Sharpen, that's a nice name for them. And we can also modify the units we already have and mod them from here, which is quite nice, I think. So let's do that too. And now, whoa. As you can see, we have already grown a bit. That was through the reward we got in food. We have that one. We want to have a sharpened one. We can move that up. But it doesn't take the production, so we'll just do it like that. We have 2 of these already, and yeah. I mean, in the future we'll produce the sharpened ones. Here we go. We need to confirm movement. We don't want to move like that way. We want to get this into our army. Now we have the army complete, and let's move in here now. Our next sector is a province for Nusril. And we will get Arcadian fertile plains and a meadow. That's what we wanted to have. There we go. Claim that. We should probably make it safer. Until then, we'll produce some units, and then we can tackle these guys that are very, very strong. Try to move in. We are a little bit wounded, but I think we can manage. We'll wait one turn. More orders required here. Oh, we could run along, I guess. And yeah, that's another army commander, by the way. He has no skill points to start with. That's the guy we had a conversation with. We could give him a mod, but we're missing the Cosmite for that. We can even not do it in the next one, but yeah, he also got a Psi rifle, so It'll be very useful. There's also a Thrax pistol, so the leader's going to stand back and shoot. And that was the introduction to Planetfall, or to the Planetfall campaign on the highest level. That is so far accessible. As you can see, the campaign is manageable on the highest level, at least. I mean, that's the first mission after the tutorial, let's be realistic. But we want to learn together how to play this on the highest level. I think it's very interesting. What I have, the feeling about the game I have is that it is beautiful. It's kind of old school, as you can see. Everything is very, very deep. If you want to, you can go deep into all the statistics and then build the killer units. You definitely have the way to do so. It has an old-fashioned, with that I mean well-made campaign, probably, where you take over certain points. We also have random spawns, which is lovely. I love random spawns. They add something to the game. Then you have like these things lying around that we could pick up. Not done that right now, but we will eventually. We have a fascinating system for the cities, so that it's not all civilization-like. We have a very alien graphics that reminds me of Beyond Earth. I know everyone like kind of seemed to hate on Beyond Earth, but I think it wasn't that bad of a game. It just was no civilization game. That's why many were not liking it. And I really love the tactical combat. It's as we learn more about this, we'll become probably even better at that. It's as our units evolve, as we have more units that we can use, we'll have even more intricate battles, and of course our enemies, as you can see, their moves are really making sense. They're using their abilities to the best they can. And so, for now, the tactical AI I give a thumbs up for that for now. I've played a couple of the battles at the start. It might be they are scripted in the campaign, but I don't think so. I think that's just the tactical AI moving in and doing quite passable things. So let's see what we'll do in the next episode. For now, I tell you, see you in the next episode. I think that was a good thing we did. It's only the first 2 rounds, but I wanted to explain and show a lot. So thank you for watching. If you want to get more of this, subscribe and hit the bell button, because we're a small channel and it's unlikely you will get more messages if you don't activate the bell. So have a great time until next time, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon.